Friends, in our series on national or new world order, we discussed about various reforms in politics, education, service, business class. Now, if you look at the sequence of activities which we are doing is this class, all these services, the politician, the teacher or education, the service, the businessman are activities. Somebody has to produce the goods in the society. Some for eating the food has to be produced. For doing work, tools have to be produced. For doing development, systems have to be produced. So we also need reforms in our agriculture and production areas. To take the case of agriculture, agriculture is the basic service, a basic provider, the basic material provider. If agriculturist or a farmer does not till the fields, does not put seed, does not take care of crops, we will have nothing to eat. The society will die of hunger. Nature, I can see at places where there's not much agriculture, people use nature. But what do? They kill most of the livings for satisfying their hunger. And consequences are the type of diseases we are getting from those nations who eat anything and everything without caring whether they are making the living suffer or causing havoc in the society. Therefore, a good farmer is the base of a good society. Agriculture is not just producing food items, agriculture is producing cotton, producing pulses, producing milk, milk products, and thousands of other things. But basic input still remains the field or the agriculture area or cultivation area. And the problem is, so far, in most places, except the places which are organized, where there are corporates and national support services, places like India, most farmers are dependent on their own. They learned from the family by watching, and they support with their own earnings and whatever they have, mostly by taking loans, and in the process, they get squeezed of all their earnings without having anything for tomorrow. Therefore, the land reforms are the great reforms required. Unfortunately, in India, the Jamidari abolition was adopted. The land was taken away from the big landowners and given to the tillers or the cultivators, but that also has become a source of corruption now because the families are growing and family ownership of the land is getting reduced to a small field. They're not mentally ready to create a cooperative farm and do the large scale at most places. Consequently, the agriculture also is affected and needs a reform. Therefore, the first need is today we have agriculture which is family based. Everything is to be done by the individual, taken by individual, given by individual, and suffering by the individual. Since we are looking at a value based society, the land is created by God Almighty, air is created by God Almighty, water is created by God Almighty, sun is created by God Almighty, Day and night are created by God Almighty. Plains and hills are created by God Almighty. Nature is the gods. I think we should look at all this as a property or right of every human being. Therefore, agriculture should be nationally owned. Those owning today can be rewarded, but pull it into the national agriculture and then give it for cultivation like the business was being treated and profitability was allowed. Train a agriculturist also, train a farmer also, allow freedom to work, support when need arises for financial and other supports, and reward for the work, not just pay. But if somebody works 14 hours a day, reward for that. If somebody can till or produce three crops, other person does not want to do even one properly, reward them accordingly. And if somebody is not doing the job, please take quality action like you do for the business, you do for the service. Have a quality control on the agriculture also, not just the family ownership and creating private property and havocs connected with it. Allow people to earn, accumulate for tomorrow. They should be able to have good quality of life, enjoy the world, and do it. I'm not suggesting socialism or communism, but capitalism also is not very good. Capitalism would have been good if it had taken care of everybody and if it had not allowed profitability to rule the values and destroy the nations. Today, capitalism alone is not sufficient. Communism has failed or will fail sooner or later because it gives no motivation, only authoritarianism, dictatorships. Therefore, the need is, together with politics, the agriculture reforms, productivity reforms. The people should be selected for their capability and interest in that particular area. They should be trained and supported and provided facilities for doing that job, like business was being done. There should be a quality control like it is done in all other areas. There should be a reward system, both in terms of financial and social honor, to keep people motivated. But make it a national goal, national agriculture service, which everybody owns and uses. The reform in agriculture and side by side the reforms in production, industry. Industry is not exactly same as business. Businessmen set up the industry, but business is doing the business in the sense identifying needs, identifying the source of supply, and make the supply chain to satisfy the needs and earn the profits out of it. That is business class. The industrialist identifies the need, sets up the facilities for producing items. But more important than in that industry is the small scale or handicraft, where capable individuals with artistic and creative capabilities set up the production groups, small production units, support them, reward them, train them, help them by doing marketing. Today, we have lopsided rules. For example, take the cricket. One ball, 1 crore. On the other side, there are people playing good games, spend whole day and don't even get sufficient to eat in the evening. We should nationally develop, reward everyone, create motivation by honoring and rewarding, but not just one person goes away like a hero, take away everything, and others keep suffering. Those who do not have capability, don't let them enter that area. Let them go to the area where they can do. If you go into the Vedic hierarchical system, there are people who are the managers and there are people who are the service doers, but give respect to both. The problem arose in the Vedic system is that respect, which is the individual's respect for labor, respect for work, got lost. Recreate it. Recreate respect for capability, for skills, for work, and bring back honor system to everyone. Reform productivity, reform agriculture, and develop the support systems for encouraging, for enriching, for producing more for these. Current system is fairly moving, but the only lacuna in the current system is still the corruption. And this corruption is due to the multi-party system. Democracy where people who vote want money for vote. I mean, if corruption is at that level that the citizen wants money for doing its duty of voting without seeing whom he or she is voting, that society is doomed to crash, is sooner or later going to die its natural death. Therefore, what you need is a reform. Keep the positive paths moving, only remove the negative paths or destructive mindsets. Punish openly. A child is kidnapped and murdered for booty just because the criminal thought can be identified. Hang them in the public so that everybody can see them, their families will learn, their relations will learn. Don't keep wasting time in the courts for 10s, 20s, 30 years. They keep enjoying the government's food and keep planning criminal activities sitting in the jails. Don't do that. Reform your judicial system, reform your law implementation system. All that is needed. Therefore, let us reform our agriculture and production area, reward the people, cultivate the people, develop the people, support them, and treat them as a national asset and national service, and allow earning as a motivation, but all honest. Remove corruption. If you do not punish corruption publicly, if you do not identify the cheats and the wrongdoers and hang them publicly, society will never improve. Yes, it is true, the society is like neighbors who lash the people in public, nothing has improved there. Because their intention is not to reform, their intention is only to create fear. No, it is not fear. It is creating people awareness that doing wrong is wrong by any method. The families will carry the burden of it. The society will tarnish the image of everyone connected with them. It is only the good people, good quality, good values which are rewarded in the society. When the society becomes an enlightened, value based society, which in our earlier series we were trying to cultivate the people who can judge what is good and bad by vibrations. When that enlightened society will come up, we will have a nation of value based people, value based citizens, politicians, surveys, teachers, and everyone. Such society will be enlightened, bright society. Everybody will be seeking to live in such a society. And Bharat was once like that. People used to come and live here. God bless all. Jai Bharat. Jai.